people they on Instagram and stuff, they all want to say what lodge you from, give shout out your lodge. I don't believe that that's a safe practice. So, there's been a lot of bad things happening with lodges and stuff. So I don't want to be the reason that people put a lodge out there.
No, we don't want to eat either. Like once again, we're not trying to throw you on the bus or anything, and we don't have like a conspiracy that we say like, oh, all the Masons are behind it. We're not the type. But of course, like we have to be honest that there's a lot of people involving conspiracies that are Masons, right?
Mm.
And if you look at any brotherhood, any mystery school, there are people that join it for gaining certain knowledge, and there's people that join it for gaining power, right?
Mm.
And they can abuse that. Of course, like if you seek power, most times people that seek power abuse power. But people that merely are in there to gain knowledge and share it, that's something different. I don't know how you, Ayzik, look at that, but for me, I see it always like a division of two types of people joining this kind of brotherhoods, mystery school, and yeah, fraternities, cults, whatever you want to call it, whatnot. What's your point on that one, Ayzik?
For me, I know I have been interested in that growing up. Same as well with Gary and his way of looking at mm, videos and things with Bill Cooper. And during that time, I used to think like, okay, how much of this is really advanced, and what's like this basic instructions? You know what I mean? So going back on the Bible aspect, I look at the Bible as the acronym basic instructions before leaving Earth. So I'm thinking like, okay, you're reading the Bible. It's like this is basic. I'm looking for more of the advanced. Where's the advanced knowledge at? Is it outside of myself? Is it external? And I look more within. The body of God, the heaven is within you. And I'm thinking, okay, why do I need to be a part of like some type of group, some type of deal? I mean, everybody has their own reasoning, but I want to get to the real, like the meat and potatoes. I want to get to that primordial, that alchemical existence, And if you're thinking about, joining certain, things like that to gain knowledge, knowledge is power. And like Pim said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I say 90 to 95% of these individuals don't even apply the knowledge. So it's like, where's your power? you know? And it's like,
True
okay,
that.
you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, no, I'm a conspiracy realist because there's some things that does not need to be shared. I know Gary knows certain things that does not need to be shared on this live, and I understand that. But most people like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what's going on. It's like, okay, I mean, there's no ego here. Once you get into that mindset of this unmatrix, this movement, it's like there is no ego. You may have something that I need, I may have something you need. It's like everybody has a certain level to the truth. There's no truth. There's no religion higher than truth. You know, and people that join certain religion and things like that. Okay, that's their level of consciousness. That's their sense of separation in the way. But once you get into the spirituality aspect, you get into the meta spiritual aspect. It's like you're beyond certain physical existence of going to some establishment or group, but everybody has their level of consciousness, and that's why I look at it. I look at it to where it's like you just get what you need, see what works for you, then you apply that to your own, personal experiences, you know. And if you're, a certain type of person to be involved into this Masonic groups and things of that nature, that's their level of consciousness. That's where they project their devotion. It's not a mission or assignment and purpose. And that's another thing that I'm getting away from. Like, oh, what's your purpose? What's your mission? What's your your reason of being here? It's like your devotion should be that which you apply towards making yourself a better individual, mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's your devotion. Devotion to matrix yourself is what I represent. Gary's devotion is a possible different way of unmatrix yourself. And Pim, The great has his own possibility of unmaking himself, but we combine to be like that one brotherhood, it's that one connection, regardless of Gary being a Mason or not. You know, we respect each other. That's what it is. That brotherly love, is wisdom, beauty, and strength.
Definitely,
Yeah.
beautiful said, brother. And that's what we call the Unmatrix tribe.